How you all doing? Ralfy here, Ralfy Customs. We're back on Dermot's XS1100 Euro Custom Rigid. Let's get the foot pegs done, I reckon. With that back in place, I'm going to ask Dermot if he wants me to make a spacer. There was some shitty way of doing it. I can't show you the bolt down the other side. But basically they were bolting 3 nuts, one in the box and then one outside to lock it off and then one up top to lock it off, so they were like, it was shit. It might have a spacer. Right, I digress. We're back on this and we're looking at mounting the foot pegs and working out the gear change and whatnot. Now originally we spoke about having it here and I've had a sit on it, and to be fair, for 2 inch I may as well go here. It's already there, no welding, no taking the engine out if I can't get in to weld it up properly, and I think that's as good as anywhere. I think they go that way around, not that way around, you know what I mean? Narrow bit to the bottom right. Yeah, narrow bit to the back I'm going, it don't make any difference. I'm going to mark and drill both sides and bolt them there. And I think that the gear change will work, we'll just drop it down and you'll get on it like. So obviously we've marked them up. We've put a straight edge across the frame and come up 40mm, and we've measured off this, which is true. It's true with the box. I can't see Podge making one that wonky, like it measures up good. So we will drill them out to 3/8, which is what the bolts are. Both sides. Go from there. And so through it goes. Oh yeah, that's lovely actually. Just stick through enough. By the time you've got a washer on, enough to be well onto the nylock, I reckon. Just nip it up. I'm not exactly sure where it needs to be, so I'm just guessing and straight up and down will do it. Something like that. Yeah, sorted. Oh, so that couldn't have gone easier. I've dropped that down a couple of notches on the spline shaft, and Bob's your answer. That's nice. It's a nice reach with the foot. You can drop your foot back and miss it completely, or you can come forward a bit and use it. Engage gear change up and down. No dramas. So once the complicated bit, which we are yet to work out. I've drilled this hole ready for the foot peg. I'll get that on, and then we need to look at making a back brake lever and hooking it up to a master cylinder, whether it's this one or the other one or one of mine or whatever. So let's have a look at that. Right, with that done, we're on to the back brake. Now I've got a bracket here that don't fit, so that's not going to work, although we might need an adapter plate anyway, because we need to mount this somewhere where it's going to receive the action from a lever, and that lever may well be this one sitting there on a plate, big thick bit of plate with a shaft and then a captive doodah, a cap on the end light to stop this coming off the shaft. I think that's in keeping with the Euro custom ethic. I remember how they used to do it with frame tube and a bit of solid bar all the way through with a spacer in the middle, and then the forwards and the foot pegs just went on the end and held it all together. No bushes, no nothing. Or I can adapt this gear change lever that's not really bushed, but it's meant to pivot, and it's got a... let's show you. So we can make the same plate, but that bolt's on there, and then this lever will sit somewhere like that. We'll chop that off and weld something on the bottom. The issue is that's not perfect for it. It needs cutting and chopping and messing about with, and this is in a right old state. It's really in keeping though. I like this style of it. But this tube ain't straight on the end, and that's well in the wrong place, and it's got some shitty weld on it. In fact, the weld looks good, but there's so much of it. I don't quite get that. None of the other options are worth entertaining. So we're going to have a plate with a shaft, and then the lever coming back to a master cylinder that might be on another plate. The question is whether I should start from scratch and make the whole lot. Because I might use that. I might cut that off, keep that, fuck that off, get a new bit of tube, make a shaft that fits on a bit of plate, drill, you know, bore through, push the shaft in, weld it on the back, and then have it coming out with a pivot on and a captive, and shape it prettily like, and weld it here, under here, like this. I think that's what we're gonna do. Little red Chevette. Righto, so here's what we've got. We have got a bit of plate that we're gonna cut along that chalk line-ish, and we're gonna drill it all through the middle for an M12 bolt. M12, I don't know what I'm talking like this. Right, it's gonna go in the end of this bit, it's gonna get turned down. It's going to have a flange on the end. I'm going to do a drawing, which I should have done before I started recording, but there you fucking go. So we're going to make a stepped shaft to that bolts through here, and it's got a captive in the end. And then we're going to replace this. We're going to have this away, so we'll clean that off, replace it with a fresh bit of tube at the right length, and we'll have that off. We'll probably fuck that off and use something else. Like, we need a clevis. I don't think I've got a clevis, but I'll have a look. All of this should make sense in the next clip. Right, I'm going to say sane me's back in the house, but it's not going to happen, is it? So here are the basic ingredients for this back brake fucking lever setup. We've cleaned that off and straightened it out. We'll use that. We've faced this bit of tube off accordingly. Oh, I've not got the bottom lever bit, but I've got that. And we're going to make a slug that goes onto this bit of tube, bit of plate. I'm going to cut that plate out and drill a hole through the middle of it there, look, where we've marked it. So I'll get one of these out of stock, the bottom bit. I've got some short little chats that I can use, and we'll get on the lathe and we'll make this, and we'll cut this out, and we'll get on and sort it. Righto, let's get this plate fucking made. So we'll get it drilled out before we shape it up. Guess that'll be a lot easier. We'll just with the centre drill to get it started, right? And now we'll have a bit 10.5 action. My fucking so. Here we go. The mighty Meddings straight through this bit of 10mm flat, not douche. Happy days.
Don't forget, folks, our Fuck Stock stickers are now available in our Etsy store, link in the description below. Fuck Stock, you know it makes sense.
Right, and after much fucking about, we used our patented guide. If you've seen me do this kind of thing before, I know I want a 25mm diameter on here, like, so I've got a bit of 25mm weir bolt in it. And I bolt that to it and use that as an eyeball to get it where I want to go. So Saves a lot of fucking about on a radiusing table if you want something about right. Like, you would obviously take great care doing that, and understand that it's not going to be super accurate because safety third. Right, there's the fabrication. Well, that's not really fabrication, is it? But you know what I mean. There's the two blades, the bracket, and the swivel. We now need to make the shaft for and the end cap as per my drawing here. So we've got a bit 20mm diameter, 60.5, which needs to be just longer than that, so it don't bind up. Just longer than the pivot. Then 10mm, a 10mm long bit, 25mm diameter, and a little end cap to suit. So while we're waiting for my thumb to stop bleeding, we'll get on the lathe. Okay, so the shaft o'clock. Fuck off. Not you, obviously. We'll just face that up and zero out my digital readout. That off there. Touch on here, which should be 25. But we'll have a check. We'll do a slight cut. And then we'll see where we end up. We end up not round. That's where we end up, Ralfy. So go again. Alright, that's the one. Clean up cut, look. Yeah. Have a measure. I know we are at 24.54. So we set our readout at that. X is 24.54, enter. And we want it to be 20, don't we? So let's see if we can go 22. We'll go 22 and half, take 2 mil off, and we'll do this down for 60.5 mil. So you can join me again when we're near the finished size. Okay. Just dipping me lube off camera. Here we are at 20 mil. We'll let that cut all the way up to the edge down here to the shoulder at 60.5 millimeters, and then we'll try the tube on just to make sure it fits. We don't mind it being a little bit loose, and bear in mind we're going to weld shit to that tube, so it might fluff up inside a little bit, but we can always get in there with the fucking little drum sander, mini drum sander or something, and give it a clean out, can't we? It's not a precision part, but it needs to fit together nice. So we're almost there now. We'll just bring that up to that at 60.5, which is 59.5, 60, 1, 2, 3, 5, 60.5 is there. Back that out. Break that edge. Can't really get in to break that edge properly, but you know. We'll try the fucking tube on. See how it fits. Oh, not much wrong there. Slightly proud on the end, which I'm sure you can see. I think you can see. There you go, that's better. And looking dandy there, so I'm happy with that. We'll get a 10 mil of this cut off. We'll cut this off with 10 mil poking out. And then we'll look at threading the dudes from each end. We'll go in each end, from each end, and put an M10 thread. Right, so with that bandsword up, look at me fucking thumb, Jesus. What's that all about, eh? We can insert that shaft, stop it, into the chuck, like so, and then we can bring a tool along. Again, what the fuck is wrong with you? Right, and we can knock this in neutral. And we're just going to do a dirty fucking touch off. It carries on, doesn't it? There's no fucking... We're going to zero a readout and then we're going to move away. And we want this face to be about 10 from the chuck. So it's now 11 and a half, so I've got to take a mil and a half off, which is a bit monotonous to watch, to be fair. So I won't make you watch it, but you can get the fucking gist, look. I'm going to face that up until we're on 10 mil. And with that done, I'm going to break that edge. Just like that. Move all this shit out your way. And come in. Dab a lube. Because that's what separates us from the animals. Check out the merchandise in the description below. And give it a bit of a centre drill. Like fucking so. Nice and steady. Brand new centre drill this is. Cutting lovely. And now we're in with it. 8.7. Okay, nearly sharpened by my own fair hand, which is why it's a bit scrawny look on the cut. But it's cutting, feels good. Okay, it can't be that bad, can it? So we'll get that drilled out, like so. No, bear with. And come in with the chamfer tool. Well, school. Awful, won't it? And give it a good chamfer. Right, and now come in with the old machine tab. So dab a lube, just a dab. That's all we need. Just a dab will do. And we'll let that run in like fucking so. Come on, baby. You can't quite see the end of it, but we're going to go all the way to there. We're going to back out and we're going to speed up. Yeah, have it. And back forward, spin it up, roll out. There we go. So, I need to cut the thread in the other end. Excuse me. What I'm hoping is that's not too hot. I'm hoping that this will go past the jaws. The jaws of doom. Like this, so I can grip on the minor diameter. Look, that's where that flange is. So we can do that. Look, we can clean this end up. We can run the tap in. Bob's your answer. Right, onto the cap, onto the crowning glory. And we've got this bit of 25mm. It might be slightly over. Try and find my vernier. Here she blows, Captain. She's fucked half out of the way. We are at, I don't mind if it's a little bit over. Oh, 25.7. It's a bit weird, isn't it? 24.6. That'll do for me. So we'll spin that up. And we'll give it a quick clean up with the old Dick Emery. Yeah. It's a bit coarse actually, to be fair, but not the newest bit, so I reckon it'll be a nice enough finish once we've gone over it here with the Scotch-Brite, like so. So we're just brushing that up and we'll get that faced off. It's already got a centre in. I don't know how central it is, but mine will top trumps it when I hit it with a drill in a minute, so we'll be right. Just break that edge slightly. Righto, in we come with a centre drill. And you saddle along a bit. And then, like so. And just get it in there, look. And we'll break the edge of the existing because we're going out to about the size of that centre drill, to be fair. So that'll be fine. Alright, now we're in with a 10.5. And the whole job's only 10mm long. So let me just take that in until it touches. Back it out till I can see 10mm. And there we go. So I want 10mm for the part, plus 3mm for the parting tool. So 13, plus a couple for the chamfer. So if I go, where are we? 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, fuck it, that'll do for me. Now I'm coming with a 4 flute end mill and we touch off, then we wind the saddle back until it shows 10, which you can't see. Start it up, and this is 10mm, so we only want about 3 or 4mm, don't we? Just so it looks good. So we'll go the 4mm, fuck it, isn't it? So 2, Come on, Bubba. Pause there. That's that. Get that out of the way. We'll break this edge a bit better. And then we'll look at parking this off. Righto, so with that done, we can touch on there. Come on, Bubba. Right, so that'll do for me. And we can move along 13, which will get me a 10mm piece, which is what I'm after. So don't need to worry about facing it up. I think we're going to struggle to hold it once we've parted it off. So, oh, we won't actually, will we? I'm dicking around. Sorry. 13.25 it is then, right? Which is 13.24. 13.25. I'll lock off my saddle and send it. A little bit of lube. People tend to think because Ali's soft you don't need lube, but sometimes even when it's soft you need a dab, don't you, boys? You know what I'm saying? Right, come on, punch on through. Boosh, sorted. That's that. We'll spin it around and get that face cleaned up, and that's done. Righto. There she blows. Put that there off. Clean that up. Tidy. Tidy like. Just break that edge. Slow that down a bit. Ride the clutch and break that edge. Come in with a teeny weenie, don't try this at home. Break that edge. And that is that piece sorted. Righto, with that made, that's the that lever and kit foot unlock. That welds to the frame, that bolts to that. That drops over that, if I can, yep. That sits on top. Everything tightens up lovely, bit of Loctite, everyone's a winner, yep. Then we have the blade that fits on and the lever that fits on. They're the other way around, lever's at the bottom up there. And this is gonna come up here somewhere. We'll set it up on blocks, something like this. Yeah, on this bench, and get some tacks on with the Tigatronic. I reckon, in fact we should mount this first. We'll mount this first on the frame, and then we'll work out where these need to come, and then we'll mark them up and get them welded on. Right, so it's a couple of days later for me. You've had sickness at home, not me, but you know, I've been at home doing my bit. We are going to weld that bracket on, and we're going to use the ye olde threaded rod method of alignment. So we'll tack that on where we think it's right, and then we'll take a stand back and we see how level it is on the uppy downy and lefty righter. We know that the hole needs to go either in line with that existing or even a little bit forward. It's fine, and then we should be all good. Okay, so with that tacked on, we can go and fetch the shaft. We can get the shaft and its bolt, get that bolted on, and then we can turn our attention to the pivot and the blades, can't we? We can get that. I'm looking for the other fucking blade. We can get those tacked together in the appropriate place and get it all mounted up. You're going to have to wait for the next video to watch that, because I'm going to call this one a wrap. So, excuse me. It's been part of a gentle reintroduction to the workshop after New Year's. It's fucking freezing. You can see my breath. It's about 4 degrees at the minute in here. So I'm going to start having my yearly moan about being cold. Join me on the next one. Yeah, it just leaves me as always to say thank you for watching. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Consider giving me a sub. Hit that notification bell. Check out all the bumps in the description below. And I'll join you on the next one. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer as well. So I'll see you soon. Big love everyone. Take care.